Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, it seems like a bit of a free-for-all with Star Trek at the moment. Now that it seems that Secret Hideout is on its way out, everyone seems to be pitching for Paramount Plus, because I think all the people who pitched for Secret Hideout have realised their days are probably numbered, and now they're pitching again to Paramount. So we've got people like Ben Stiller pitching some new film. We've got people who've worked on the last couple of Star Trek films that didn't happen pitching again. We've got who else was pitching? Oh, one of the guys who worked on Enterprise was pitching the Captain Archer series that they had pitched for Secret Hideout, but they didn't take it. So it seems as though Paramount is just taking pictures now. They have set up a bunch of pitch meetings for Secret Hideout, and assuming that they pitch something they want and they accept their sort of take it or leave it deal that they seem to be writing up, that there's rumours they've written up, they'll probably still be there, but Paramount will have the right to work with other people, and it seems as though Secret Hideout will just get like first option, and if they don't want to produce a show, Paramount can take it to someone else, reversing the situation they had before where Secret Hideout could, produce anything as long as they could find someone to pay for it, and Paramount couldn't stop them. Now Paramount, can use them, and if they want to produce the series for Paramount, they can. But if they don't, I think that's about all the influence they're going to have on Star Trek. And Paramount will be able to work with whoever they want. So if someone like Ben Stiller does come in and give them a good pitch for a film or a series or something, and they want to do it, they can. So I think the sort of word is out in Hollywood, and everyone seems to be pitching for Paramount now, whether it's unofficial and they're just doing it online and trying to get an actual meeting, or whether they're actually meeting with people other than Bad Robot, I'm not sure. But it's just interesting. It'll be interesting to see where this goes. I hope they lose Secret Hideout and they just create their own Star Trek studios, and then they just work with whoever has a good idea, or if they have a certain show they want to do, they're free to find the right person to make it, instead of just being stuck with Kurtzman, who, I don't know if he was ever really good with any of the series, but it's sort of like having James Gunn in charge of DC Studios. You can't just have one artist, being in charge of everything, because then everything's just going to become a James Gunn film. Everything's just going to be a Kurtzman series, and that's not going to work. Even if it works with one movie or one series, it's not going to work with everything in every one. So you need to have that diversity there. You maybe have one artist overseeing, but they have to let other people come in and work on the projects as well. And I think James Gunn is going to have to do that. I don't think he's been very good at doing that so far. He's sort of hoarding stuff. And Kurtzman's been hoarding Star Trek stuff for years. And even when they had people come in on their watch, like Terry Matalasson, do a Star Trek that everyone loved, which is the third season of Picard, season 3. We really need to find a name for it on its own, so we can stop saying Picard season 3 and just separate it as just a one-off season. But they can have people like him work for them, and because he sort of did this series under Kurtzman's watch while Kurtzman was working on another series for himself, and apparently they didn't like that he came in and usurped them and did a better job and made a more successful season of Picard than their first two seasons. So Kurtzman just ignored that success and didn't make Legacy and acted like it wasn't his choice, like, oh, well, Paramount hasn't given us the money, so we just can't do it, even though he's managed to find, money elsewhere and get things produced. That no one wanted Starfleet Academy, but he managed to get it made. No one wanted Section 31, he managed to get it made. So if he wanted to make Legacy, he could have made it, but he just didn't want to. And that sort of control and those sort of limitations are something Star Trek has to get out of. So they need to, if we want a Legacy series, they need to be able to just go to Terry Matalas and say, do Legacy for us, and not have to go to Alex Kurtzman and say, can you do Legacy for us? And then say, nah. So they need to get out of that situation. And I think they